Hey everyone, welcome to the reading for today. Thank you to all you guys tuning in. We're going to do a collective reading, see what you guys need to know right now. It's a general reading, okay? It could be past, present, or future, so you will know best how it resonates for you and where it fits on your timeline. So let's just jump right in and see what's going on in the collective energy today, Spirit. To the spirits that are guiding you, what's important right now. The 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, this was a lot. Okay. We have the 4 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so lots of money here. And the Emperor at the bottom. The 4 of Cups at the top. Okay. So we're speaking about a lot of money or a lot of investments here. Long-term investments. Something being given to someone, okay. Something long-term, something, I mean, this is like generational wealth where something accumulates with time or something takes a long time to manifest or bear fruit. The 4 of Swords, though, we'll see what that is. Yeah, some sort of equal give and take or something being given to someone. A new beginning in love, okay. Let's see what that is. What is this here? 10 of Pentacles. Why is that here? The 9 of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so a Queen of Wands coming out with 9 of Pentacles in reverse. This is someone who's not financially stable. This is someone who would do anything for money, or they're codependent in a way, financially dependent on others. Let's see what that is. All right. What's the 7 of Pentacles? The 10 of Cups. Yeah, something family related. The 2 of Swords and the Page of Cups. Yeah, so this is really giving me a family inheritance of some sorts. Or it doesn't have to be, it can be any kind of inheritance. I don't know. It could be something that's just accumulated with time, or heirlooms, or whatever it is that's being passed down here through the family. But there's something that's not clear with the 2 of Swords. What's the 4 of Swords? The 9 of Wands. And the 4 of Cups. This has to do with someone being defensive or having strong boundaries when it comes to rejecting something, not accepting something. Okay, what's the 6 of Pentacles? The High Priestess in the reverse. Someone here was not listening to their intuition about bad memories of the past. High Priest, we'll have to see what that is. What's the Ace of Cups? The Knight of Cups. Something being offered to someone out of love. Something being given out of love to someone. The Ace of Swords, this is the truth. The truth is that something is being passed down to someone out of love, or it's being given. Okay, let's just see. I don't know. We'll have to clarify. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands here with this 10 of Pentacles. The 4 of Wands. Yeah, it could be a property, a home, something being built, something that's stable, long-lasting stability. The Queen of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords. Okay, so, I mean, both of the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, they're not really coming out with favorable energy. This looks like someone that would do anything to win. They're very manipulative. They're trying to have something go their way, okay? The Emperor, again, at the bottom. What is this with this Five of Swords here? Poverty in reverse, all right? So someone here wants to come out of poverty. Okay, a Queen of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands want to come out of poverty here when it comes to a home and a property and generational wealth, all right? The Chariot. The Two of Wands and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, there's definitely something here where somebody tried moving forward on something with false information, or they lied about something. They came in with a verbal confrontation, and they lied in order to get what they want, to win at all costs, do something deceptive surrounding this money and generational wealth, or somebody was planning on traveling. Okay, what's this? Knight of Swords reverse. Adjudication. Somebody lying to a lawyer, or someone lying about something legal going on. Or a notary, if it's about an inheritance. So it's kind of giving me like you doing something legal here, or taking some sort of action with a lawyer, with something legal. Could have to do with an inheritance. And someone else took action on this, or they knew about your plans here, or someone's plans. So they came in with a lie. What's that about? The Ten of Swords. They came in with an ultimate betrayal, or that's what they communicated anyways. The Queen of Cups in reverse. They communicated something about a betrayal, an ultimate betrayal, with a Queen of Cups reverse. So this is kind of like what it's giving me is there's an inheritance, or there's some sort of generational wealth that's going to get passed down. It's going through the legal system. Somebody around you knows that this is happening, or it's coming in soon. So they communicate, they lie and communicate something about an ultimate betrayal. So it's kind of like them accusing you of wanting to betray the person that's about to pass something down to you, okay? And that gives me like a Hail Mary effort to stop it from happening, right? So they don't want something passed down to you, so they're going to come in with a lie. The Two of Cups in reverse, about a breakup, or saying something about not having a relationship. Not having a relationship, okay? Ascending, transcending an obstacle. After you have transcended an obstacle, no, preparing for union. Okay, yeah, something about a preparation. So they knew something was coming in. It was preparing to come in for you. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. What is that about? I like you. Justice, the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Okay, so before I get into that, whatever this is here with this King of Cups, what I also just got is that whoever this is, if it's the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Wands, they could have tried accusing you of like faking a relationship with someone just to get the money, okay? So what is this with this King of Cups here? Great fortune, exactly. Yeah, all right, this great fortune. So basically what this is giving me, again, to sum it up here, is you're about to get an inheritance. You're supposed to receive some sort of generational wealth. There's someone in the mix that's trying to stop you from getting this. They don't want it passed down to you. So they come in with a last-ditch effort to try and accuse you of only wanting the money or only wanting to be around someone for the inheritance, and then you're going to betray someone and hurt them, and that's why it shouldn't be given to you. That was their attempt at trying to stop you from getting your inheritance, okay? Right. Okay. So, Seven of Pentacles. Something's been invested into for a very long time here. It's a generational thing is what I'm getting. What's that? The Page of Wands. Yeah, Page of Wands, Page of Cups. Something about children. Something being passed down to children, grandchildren maybe. The Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is some sort of a group collaboration. The Ten of Wands is really giving me, they put everything into this. They put everything into stopping you from getting your inheritance. Like they put everything into it that they could possibly think of, all right? Just to stop you from getting what is yours. Like the Tower. Yeah, exactly. The Nine of Cups. The Tower and the Nine of Cups. Why is the Nine of Cups here? They could have tried saying something about you wanting it all to yourself or something like that. A mature man and an expectation. Something about a mature man and an expectation. A mature man was expecting something, or somebody was expecting something from a mature man, or what's that about? Yeah, look at this, being charmed or used, obsession, possession, controlling. That you are charming and using someone so that you can have something in your possession. Or this is what you were expecting of someone else, all right? Maybe you were expecting a mature man to do this. You were expecting them to try and get something under their control and so that they can possess your inheritance, and that they are only charming and using someone else for someone's inheritance. So this is basically like you're accusing them, okay? You're saying this person is doing this. They are only charming and using someone for the money, for the inheritance, for the property, whatever it is. This is someone that is obsessed with controlling this, obsessed with possessing this. And then they try to flip it around on you and try and say that you're the one doing that. These people always give me, like every time I think about these situations where these people are projecting this onto you, I see the Spider-Man meme. Every time, okay? Yeah, it's like something here is supposed to stay in the family, okay? It's supposed to stay in the family. There's a reason why it's being passed down a certain way. And then someone throws a Hail Mary in the mix and tries to stop you from getting this. And it's most likely exactly the people that you know want this or want to steal this that don't have any right to it, right? So what's the Four of Swords? A relationship. Something not being spoken about a relationship. What's that about? Or somebody's thinking about a relationship or contemplating something. A trigger, being triggered, internal, resentful over a relationship. A karmic relationship. I mean, with the Nine of Wands and the Four of Cups being here, if I'm being honest, this could even be a situation where, let's say at first, like if you're set to inherit something, but maybe it's from a family member where you don't have that good of a relationship, okay? Maybe this is like you at some point rejecting this entirely. Or what is this? Tell me, hold on, tell me more. Nine of Swords, yeah, because of some sort of fears that were attached to it maybe, or there was some sort of stress, anxiety, Temperance, and the Moon. Yeah, some sort of deep emotions that you had to look at here with some sort of a relationship in your life, okay? And I feel like it's the person that you were supposed to, or you're inheriting something from, all right? So this might have not been the best relationship. Like you could have been very defensive towards this person. You could have rejected them. You could have pushed them away. It's giving me a bit like estranged parent vibes, okay? Or distant relative kind of a thing where at some point you might have cut this relationship off because of some sort of issues, triggers, and turmoil there. So if that was in the room that you were going to get something from this person, maybe you at some point did reject it, or you were defensive towards it, or you said, you know, I don't want it, like keep me out of it, you know, I don't want anything from you, I don't want to have anything to do with you, leave me alone, you know, it's giving me something like that. But whatever this was, it did make you have to kind of look at the relationship, okay? Or if this hasn't happened yet, then that's what's coming up. It's like it's gonna have to make you think about the relationship and look at the relationship a bit, look deeper into it. And not just because of the inheritance per se, but also because of the fact that you know that maybe there's other people around this estranged person or distant relative that truly are only there for this inheritance, all right? So it's kind of like, how should I say this? Kind of feels like stepping up to the plate because you know that other people would not handle this thing with care the way that you would. But that would require you having to look at the relationship that you have with someone, right? So it's kind of like, let me see if I can find an example. So you have an estranged parent or a distant relative. They want to pass something down to you. Let's say it's an old collectible car. Okay. Now they want to pass it down to you, and they want to pass it down to you and whoever else, right? But you know that there's other people around that are sitting there like vultures waiting to get their hands on this collectible car, and not because they want to, you know, make sure that it is taken care of so that it's, you know, keeps its value and it gets passed down and kind of stays in the family, like, I don't know, kind of sentimental value, I guess. You know that there's people around that are expecting this, expecting to find a way to weasel their way in so that they can sell it immediately and then, you know, run off with the money. And then whatever this person has been taking care of all these years, it would just be blown to the wind. Like it would be sold off and then gone forever. That's kind of what this is. But if you then step up to the plate with this inheritance, that means you have to look at your relationship with that person and maybe mend the relationship, even though there was a lot of triggers here, turmoil, rejection, defensiveness. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's something that's big. This thing here is not just about your personal relationship with that person per se. It's about the legacy that it stands for, right? And making sure that it gets taken care of properly. Yeah, exactly. 6 of Wands and Strength. That's like stepping up to the plate. Exactly. Right? So it's kind of like, you know that you're the best person for the job, kind of a thing, right? You know that you're going to be responsible with this, and you're going to take care of it, and you're going to, make sure that it's not misused or sold off. You know, yeah, 6 of Pentacles. The 5 of Cups. Yeah, but here's where this comes in, like the sadness around, or not around it, but it's like the sadness that comes up again when you think about the person that is wanting to give something to you. Okay, so if this is someone you pushed away and you didn't have any contact to for a long time, you might have been able to avoid a lot of the emotions that are connected to that situation, right? So it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, right? But when this is in the room, you kind of have to look at it again, and there could have been a lot of emotions that came up for you here, like sadness, grief, death in reverse. Something is not over, something did not transform, or maybe at some point you thought that your relationship with someone cannot transform, like it can't be fixed, it can't be mended. That could have made you sad. It could have made you very sad. Bad memories of the past. Yeah, like childhood memories. Okay. It could also be about, like if this person is still alive and if they're still around, you realizing that, you don't want to, like maybe there is something worth mending, okay? Like you don't want to, okay, so how should I say this in a sensitive way? It's kind of like you don't want to get the call one day that they're passed over and then regret that. You don't want to regret that you didn't try to fix the relationship, right? That's what this kind of looks like. So they're not passed over. Yeah, this person has not died. They're not gone. So you do have the possibility of trying to mend the relationship now. So it's like, not wanting to get the call one day that something happened, something bad happened, and then you didn't try, to fix it, or you didn't try to mend it with them. And maybe with this inheritance situation, that was like an opening, or it is an opening for you to connect back to that person and kind of sit down with them and talk to them about it. Talk to them about the past, talk to them about maybe whatever it was that made you estranged in the first place, okay? It could even be that you connected with this person on the basis of whoever this mature man is that was expecting something, or, someone else, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, like other people around that you felt like this person was vulnerable to. Okay, because maybe they don't listen to their intuition the way that you do, right? So maybe this person has intuition, but they kind of don't really listen to it that much. So maybe you felt like they were also very vulnerable to being used and exploited, or, being unprotected from other people trying to come towards them in a way to get this inheritance, to get this to themselves, right? So, you know, it feels like a lot of different things that came up for you. Okay, tell me more about High Priestess reverse. The Seven of Cups, being confused about something, not understanding something, not knowing how to feel. The Eight of Cups, about somebody walking away, leaving something behind. Yeah, this could even be a situation where, like, let's say you have really good reasons for estranging yourself from someone or walking away from someone, and they play the card often of like, I have no idea why collective left. I have no idea why collective doesn't want to have a relationship with me. I have no idea what I did. I have no idea. And that can be quite, like when someone like doesn't validate your point of view, okay, or they don't validate what they did or a role that they played in something, right? That can push you even farther away. You know, when someone doesn't even want to acknowledge that they caused you pain or that they played a role in something, you know, when they invalidate that experience for you, that can push you even farther away and make the connection even harder. So this is a situation where you're only going to be able to have a relationship with them if the space is there for you to sit down with them and tell them why you didn't have a relationship with them for so long, and they validate that and they understand that and they say, okay, I understand that now. You know, that's only because if they keep invalidating your experience, then it's going to keep pushing you away. If you feel like they're not listening or they're not seeing your side of the situation, okay? Both, receiving what you need, progressing, arriving, moving on. Yeah, something about you moving on or deciding to move forward with something or with someone because you were going to receive something. Yeah, so that can, look, this is a kind of situation where you're going to have a lot of people talking and there's going to be a lot of different opinions, okay? Because if someone that's estranged shows up and they say, hey, I'm going to be inheriting something to you and we haven't had a relationship in so many whatever, years, months, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden you start having a relationship with that person again. Yeah, I can see how to outsiders that will look like you're only there because of the money. Okay, but relationships, especially with relatives, are much more dynamic than that. Okay, because you can't look, like in this kind of situation, these people, you can't look at the inheritance. You have to look at why somebody was estranged in the first place. Why did two people stop talking to each other? Okay. And it most likely didn't have anything to do with an inheritance or money or any of that. But it could also be a situation where, look, it could be a situation where whoever this relative is, they didn't have any contact to you for a while, okay? So there was no contact at all. But when somebody then wants to pass something down to you and there's like legal things going on, there has to be contact. Okay, you have to sit together in a room. You have to sign paperwork together. You have to have a line of communication somehow. So if that line of communication isn't open again, and you know you have to sit in a room with someone, that is an opportunity to talk it out. Okay. And again, you're not coming from a place of like, because that's not here at all, and I don't feel it. All right, it's not coming from a place of all at all of like, oh, you're gonna get something now. It's coming from a place of knowing that whatever this inheritance is, it's a family heirloom, it's a generational legacy, it carries a lot of responsibility. Okay, and you know you're the man for the job. All right, you know that you can handle this, you know that you can take good care of it, and it's about the legacy of it. It's about keeping something in good hands with someone that's going to take care of it, make sure that it gets passed down to the right people after you. Okay, it's a responsibility. It's not a bag of money, it's a responsibility. So if this person comes to you and says, I want to, involve you in this, you see this as a responsibility. You don't see it as money. You know what this means to the person that's passing it down to you. That's the other thing. Okay, that someone put a lot of time, effort, love, money into this thing, okay? And you want to pay it forward and you want to take care of it. You want to do it justice, basically. Okay, so it's about the responsibility of it and nothing else. And all things aside, like you can put your relationship with this person aside for that, or you can try and mend your relationship or fix it for that, because it's about something that's bigger than you, and it's about something that will span more generations than just yours. It's like you're not just thinking about yourself, you're also thinking about the generations to come and making sure that this is all in good hands, So this is very shallow thinking. Okay, whoever these people are that are judging you, very shallow way to think about it and see it. Really. Okay, Ace of Cups. Girl talk, spending time with friends, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Okay, so girl talk. Talking to someone on the phone. Yeah, you might have talked, like maybe the first line of communication that you had with this person was on the phone. Right? Maybe it wasn't in person, it was on the phone. Okay, so the first thing you do is call them on the phone and say, hey, I know we haven't talked in a long time, but, so-and-so told me about this and that, and, I just wanted to call you up, okay? Yeah, coffin, death, a phoenix, a new phase, rekindling something, endings and a new beginning. So that was the moment where you decided to make a change, okay? To have a new beginning with this person, to rekindle the relationship with them, because you changed your mind. And I feel like for you, the reason why you changed your mind is because of the thought of, what if one day you get the call that this person actually passed away and you never tried to fix the relationship while they were here? Like, are you going to regret that? Are you going to regret that? Are you going to regret that you maybe pushed them away, or you didn't at least try to have a conversation with them again? Because if you're getting an inheritance, yeah, that brings up that question, like when this person passes away. And then you think about the future maybe, and like how that'll play out. And, that can bring up a lot of feelings about, it's like we all have grievances with people in our life, right? We all have issues with people. But, for the most part, you only really have as much time with them as somebody is on this earth, right? So you kind of got to sometimes ask yourself the question, is it worth maybe trying to open up the line of communication again if there is an opportunity that is presenting itself through this inheritance situation here? Will you regret it if you turn this down, or if you push this person away, or if something ends up happening to them and you block them out? right? So it's just not as black and white as other people are trying to make it look or think. Like, this is family dynamics, okay? It's like they're trying to judge a relationship with you and someone else as if you haven't known each other for decades. Like, if you're not family, I mean, right? So anyways, closing words here for this. The King of Wands. Okay, I don't know who the King of Wands is, but the Nine of Cups in reverse and the King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so this is like someone being very selfish, arrogant, smug, caring only about their own selfish needs and desires. Okay, being selfish. A King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's like, you also kind of got to protect what this is, right? So it's a responsibility. Again, we're coming back to that. Nothing about this is, oh, I'm getting money. No, none of that. Okay, this is a big responsibility. I know that I can do this. I know that there's other people that are going to try and fuck this up and get in the way of this. This needs to be protected, okay? And, the thoughts that come up about the relationship and, the person that you're dealing with, if they pass away, how are you going to feel? All that stuff. The Four of Cups, a feeling of rejection. Yeah, because you might have rejected them. The Three of Cups. Something about a rejection here towards a group of people, or maybe other relatives or siblings, or the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. Somebody wanting to win at all costs. Somebody being deceptive, manipulative. Yeah, this can even be like other family members. Okay, like other family members that are also set to inherit it. So if it's something big, okay, let's say there's something big and it's going to get split up in different ways. This is also like kind of feeling like you have a responsibility to step in and make sure that there's no family members getting something important that are going to sell it off. Like get greedy and sell something off. Okay, so you kind of got to, look at things a little bit more objectively, like, take the feelings out of it. Getting an inheritance like this, yes, it's family. Yes, it's emotions, a lot of things coming up, but you kind of also got to see it like when it comes to it being passed down and split up and who gets who and who gets what and who gets how much and blah, blah, blah. You kind of got to see it like a business thing. I'm sorry, that's true though, because some people are not going to take care of it. They're going to get it in their hands. They're going to sell it off. All right, let's say this is like an apartment thing, okay, or a house with multiple stories. Let's say somebody is getting the bottom half with the yard. Do you want somebody in the bottom half with the yard that's going to sell that unit? Because then your house doesn't belong to you anymore. Well, it does a little bit of it, right? But the yard doesn't belong to you anymore because the person that got the yard sold it. You know what I mean? Now you're looking in the summertime outside what's supposed to be your generational house, and there's strangers sitting in the yard because the person sold the yard. Do you want that happening? No. Okay, so the Hierophant. Yeah, something legal maybe, or a Taurus. Temperance and the Star in reverse. Yeah, this has to do with morals, integrity, holding up traditions, seeing something as a traditional unit, something that gets passed down, okay, something with order, something about upholding something, all right, being the right man for the job, okay, doing something with principle and humility and, doing something by the book. This is not about a wish fulfillment. Oh, this is what I want. Yeah, and you'll get that as well. You'll get people in there that will make these requests. It's like they'll make these outlandish requests that don't make any sense. I mean, this is like someone that lives out of state. Let's just say Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Swords again together, right? Let's say this is the person that doesn't even live anywhere near whatever it is you're getting. Like they live like 5 states over, but they want the one thing where it doesn't even make sense that they're the one getting it, kind of a thing. You know, it's like something like that, right? These kind of big things cannot be about, oh, I want this and I wish for this. It has to make sense with the responsibility, okay? That's at hand. So, you know, it's also kind of like if you reject this inheritance because of your estranged relationship with someone, you know that there are people around that are going to be doing all sorts of things with it that are completely irresponsible. Okay, that's not how you take care of something like this. Right? So, I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, I hope this helps, guys. Let's see who's involved in this. September, a Cancer, a Gemini, and a Leo. A February. A sister. Yeah, sister, brothers, okay, whatever it is. Aquarius. And a Taurus. And that's all we have, April, all right? Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope this helps, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.